Wycliffe Oparanya is the chairman of Azimio la Umoja Coalition Council. That position was being held by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and according to the letter that police released when the Azimio applied for the mass action, notified the police, the person that wrote the letter was Wycliffe Oparanya in his capacity as the Azimio la Umoja Council chairman, One Kenya chairman. So maybe that's an update that you need to know, because Uhuru Kenyatta's days lapsed, and he is supposed to benefit his retirement benefits, enjoy his retirement benefits, and there's been a discussion of whether he's still going on with the part of deliberations that has been going on. So it's clear today that Oparanya has taken over as Uhuru Kenyatta from Uhuru Kenyatta as the Azimio chair. Now I've come back here to look at this narrative and this story that has emerged. Is it true? And people are really asking me in social media. I think I've received more than 10 messages. Kevin, is it true that Kalonzo Musyoka has chickened out from the Monday's protest? Last night, there were some photos that were splashed that Kalonzo is heading to Sydney, Australia. Today, there also another story by Mike Sonko that Kalonzo is heading to South Sudan. And this emerged after the story, after Raila said yesterday that they were going to send some few delegates to send the memorandum of the people to State House, while the protesters will converge in the CBD. And the good Kenyans in charge of the VAR call it that is a responsibility that will be left to Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and other people who might go to State House. But then that has also come out that he might chicken out. You know, the stories of chickening out has always been here. And I remember in the swearing in August 31st, when the left and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka fell out with the NASA supporters by then. And by then I've always said Kalonzo Musyoka's image had to be redeemed by sticking to Raila in 2022 if he was still to go to pursue the opposition wing as a way of getting to power, unless he was now going to join the other side of the divide. Now, that information is just coming out from the leaders around. I have checked social media pages of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. I've also checked Pauline Gatabaki, who is also who is a spokesperson and speaks on his behalf. There is no communication so far that has been released in relation to this. And stories of Kalonzo chickening out, or rather flying out, would just be an act of showing I'm not part of it. As in, there is no understanding to it. There is no other defense on that matter. But it's a story that has come up. So I want to tell you why I want to believe that propaganda has emerged. But before I look at that, I want to revisit a point I said in my previous analysis. In the run-up to, on the day of Uhuru Park, 31st January, when that mock swearing in, Raila Odinga did that mock swearing in at Uhuru Park, there is something that happened. And during that mock swearing in, the police initially had even banned that the public should not go there. I remember they had even banned the public from going there. But they got access. The people went there, outnumbered the police, and the police withdrawn. And it was a tactical withdrawal. I think we were following that. There was a bit of a tension. There was a bit of that tension. And Raila had to go, even if he wanted or not, By 2, there was no option because the place was full mass of people. There was mass of people in Uhuru, at Uhuru Park, because of that which had been communicated. So, and people praised the security details for the security officers by then for making that tactical pull to remove the police from the scene, because I could tell you that already watu ni wengi and people are then going there. You cannot kill everyone. You know that we've always been saying, even if you have to shoot people, you cannot kill everyone, because when people die far, we should learn some lessons from 2007. You know, we've come from there, and what's unnecessary should never happen. So back to this story. Why do you think the propaganda is being hooked in social media that Kalonzo Musyoka is not part of what Raila is doing? I am making an observation here that probably there are those leaders that want to show the public that statement to tell the people that Kalonzo has pulled out is intended to show that there may be divisions from the Azimio la Umoja leaders. Remember yesterday Raila said they have changed the plan from going to State House to from storming State House, but only the population to storm the State House. And my personal submission is that is the right thing to do. In the eye of a crisis, you must bring leadership. Now that is the leadership. Whether it's a tactical move or unaware, but for me, that is the leadership that is needed. And I've seen people lauding Raila for making that decision. You cannot just expose people to go and die. Lazima tuambiane. You can't just take people to State House to go and die. Hakuna, that there is no other way to say it. That is what it is. But maybe the propaganda team are picking up that to show that Kalonzo Musyoka, there are divisions on what is yet to be done. And it's intended at probably even telling the Kamba community that they should pull out of that mass action. I don't know that it's taking pride, it's taking tribal arrangement, because even if Kalonzo was to tell them not to go, the question of the cost of living cuts across. You cannot suppress it by even now organizing people in terms of the tribes and saying that tribe should not go and this tribe should not go. So it cuts across all, and it will not be right to take that direction of saying that, or rather of saying that people should not go there. I have seen Edwin Sifuna saying police permission is not a requirement for one to hold protest under Article 35 of the Constitution. This is not 1993. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm seeing now some photos on. I was just looking at some photos from Kisumu. Number 2, the other aspect of people not turning, I think they want to pull. It will also be working against Kalonzo Musyoka. As much as they're saying maybe they are working to show it, it's also working against Kalonzo. Now, what worries me or what puzzles me here is this story, this narrative is all over. This propaganda is all over in social media, and Kalonzo Musyoka has not sought any clarification, has not explained, or rather gave a position statement on this matter in terms of what is really going on or what this matter holds, what it holds. Is not yet given. But I looked at the Sunday itinerary. He was praying somewhere in Nairobi, in Komarok. Then Raila would also be in the other side. It would also be in the other side of Rongai, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I think that's what I've seen. So probably he's not going to give He's not going to give he's going to give a statement on that. So about position here is Kalonzo has not said he's not going to be part of it. But again, it's also clear you need to come out because people like Sonko and the others have social media following and they're giving information on what is really going on. Now, I don't know whether this will work. I don't know whether strategies of one person chickening out and the other one not chickening, the other one being there. I don't know whether that is going to work against the public. It's very interesting. But from my position, I don't think Kalonzo will make that. And that will be a political blunder. They are they are decisions that are for the moment, but they have long-term political implications. I can tell you that if Kalonzo chickens out today, then he has really chosen the other path. He has no option, no middle ground. He has to choose the path of working with William Ruto. And then that changes the whole thing about 2027. Yeah, and we have an interesting game to watch moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my podcast today.